Welcome back once again. It is time for the golden age of DC Comics, 365 days, where I take this beloved hardcover coffee table book and use it for its intended purpose. This was given to me by one of my best friends about 2 decades ago, and it's been surfing my coffee table ever since. I thought it would be a great excuse to have comic book shop style conversations with you today, right here, right now. So thank you so much for tuning in. The golden age of DC Comics runs 1938 to 1955. Such an interesting time in human history. Coming out of the Great Depression, World War II, the space race, and just beginning that. And that's just American history, but also it's publication history and about magazines as well, and how that was the streaming content in the Antediluvian day of the 20th century. This is a 2004 Abrhams publication, written, curated, and written and curated by Geoff Spear, Chip Kidd, and Les Daniels. I almost said Jeff Daniels again. That would make me Dumb and Dumber, wouldn't it? Waka Waka. There is a link to Amazon in the description if you want your own copy. Used, I saw it for about $8. Brand new, about 25, and it's worth it. It makes a great gift. I know. Seriously. So we're taking this book for its intended purpose. It's a 365 days book. We crack it open to today's date. We're going to look at some comic book art. We're going to read the blurb, and then we're going to talk about comic books. And we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. Tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Yeah. So let's do it. Cracking this book open. Today's date is June the 24th. And this is art by Fred Ray from the cover of Tomahawk number 2, November-December of 1950. I am not going to use a trigger warning for anything today. This is it's an old-fashioned Western tale from the 1950s. America was full of them. That was just a huge cultural touch point. But we're going to see the classical, Native Americans shooting arrows at Thomas Hawkins, a.k.a. Tomahawk. And he knew several different Native American languages, and he was a friend to the tribes. So hopefully this is just a miscommunication and everything ends up peaceful. Let's not presume. But that's the power of a cover. Like, hey, what's going on here? Let's look inside and find out this story. Spend 12 cents. It's the 1950 already, Here we go. It's June the 24th, and billed as the quote-unquote the buckskin Batman, Tomahawk was DC's most successful original Western character. He first appeared in 1947 in Star Spangled Comics, and in 1950 got his own book with Fred Ray, serving as chief artist and writer-artist until 1972. So this is one of the last Golden Age books, and it made it through the entire Silver Age and ended in the early Bronze Age. Ray started at DC in 1940 and was much admired for a series of slick covers featuring top superheroes. The style he employed for the later Frontier series was looser and rangier. He eventually left comics to do paintings and illustrations on historical subjects. The series probably got a boost in popularity from the Disney-induced Davy Crockett boom of 1955. But Tomahawk had begun wearing the coonskin cap years earlier. Yeah, the coonskin cap. Oh, let's look at Tomahawk's hat. See that hat? That's iconic. That's like if you see movies like set in the 1950s and see little boys on scooters wearing this specific hat. Like Davy Crockett was this American legend. He died at the Alamo in 1838, was it? Let's look it up on the wiki. Yeah, Davy Crockett. Back before the internet, back in the 20th century, coming out of the 19th century, there was, print publications and reputation and storytelling. And Davy Crockett is as American as George Washington or Abraham Lincoln. And let's see where he was. He fought in the Texas War of Independence, and that's where he died at March 6th, 1836, at the Alamo. Remember, you can remember the Alamo? Well, this is the Alamo. But this wasn't very popular until the Walt Disney Pictures put out a series, and with Davy Crockett, with the famous actor Fess Parker. I think does Fess Parker go on to be on Bonanza? It's one of my favorite Western TV shows growing up in reruns. Popular culture. Let's look at Fess Parker for a second. Maybe it was Big Valley. He was a winemaker as well. Let's see. He was also in Old Yeller. Yeah. But he did a lot of westerns post Disney. He was in a lot of. He was in Daniel Boone. Oh, that's right. Yeah, who was another American icon of frontier days. But yeah, Davy Crockett was a frontiersman. But Tomahawk preceded him by being Tomahawk was active during the American Revolutionary War. So there's actually one kind of continuity error. This is a good one. In issues number 35 and 36 of Tomahawk, this was November of 1955, Tomahawk met a young Davy Crockett, who was very popular at the time. But however, this was a historical error, as Crockett was not born until after the Revolutionary War. Crockett was born in 1786. And that's funny. So Thomas Hawkins, also known as Tomahawk. And yeah, there was just, he has a keen deductive ability and is an excellent horseman. He is an excellent hand-to-hand fighter, as well as versed in the weapons of the era. And Tomahawk is very well versed in American Indian languages and customs from many tribes. Yeah. He first appeared in Star Spangled Comics number 69 in June of 1947 and got his own title in September of 1950. That lasted 140 issues, canceled finally in June of 1972. Yeah, that's a great run for any comic book. And this has been the golden age of DC Comics, 365 days, where we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, U.S., and we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. I would love to earn your subscription, so subscribe, turn on those notifications, and be part of this. I make daily content about comic books. I also talk about spirituality and gratitude. I'm an ordained minister, an amateur theologian. # Lighten Up. It's about enlightenment and how a little spirituality can help improve your daily existence. I'm a professional chef. I share with you some cooking hacks. Look for the playlist, What's Cooking? And so thank you so very much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I'm very grateful for you. Thank you so much. And have a great day. And we're going to see you again tomorrow in the Funny Pages. Namaste, good luck, and God bless. Cheers. Bye-bye.